Pastor Ed here with Daily Devotions for Saturday, May the 18th, 2024, our fifth and final day looking at that 1 Corinthians 15 chapter where Paul was writing so eloquently, so powerfully about the resurrection. We're skipping ahead, though, now to verse 51, where we read, "Listen, I will tell you a mystery," says Paul. "We will not all die, but we will all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will be changed. For this perishable body must put on imperishability, and this mortal body must put on immortality. And when this perishable body puts on imperishability, and this mortal body puts on immortality, then the saying that is written will be filled, death has been swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ." Those words are very familiar to me as a pastor because that's what we speak during funeral services, very often at the graveside. That reminder, that hope that in a twinkling of an eye, we will put on immortality, that new life and that new world to come. The famous and very famous Christian writer Max Lucado, former pastor, writes that the 1989 Armenian earthquake needed only 4 minutes to basically flatten the nation and kill 30,000 people. And moments after the deadly tremors ceased, a father raced to an elementary school to save his son. And when he arrived, he saw that the building had been leveled, and he looked at the massive stones and rubble, and he remembered a promise that he had made to his child: no matter what happens, I'll always be there for you. Well, driven by his own promise, he found the area closest to his son's room, and he began to pull back the rocks. And other parents arrived and began sobbing for their children. "It's too late," they told the man. "You know they're dead. You can't help." Even a police officer encouraged them to give up. But the father refused. For 8 hours, then 16, then 32, 36 hours. He dug. His hands were raw. His energy was gone, but he refused to quit. Finally, after 38 wrenching hours, he pulled back a boulder and he heard his son's voice. He called his boy's name, "Armin, Armin." And a voice answered him, "Dad, it's me." And then the boy added these priceless words: "I told the other kids not to worry. I told them that if you were alive, you'd save me. And when you saved me, they'd be saved too, because you promised, no matter what, I'll always be there for you." Why did the son in this story believe his father's promise? What difference did it make to the son that he had this promise? It's a promise of hope. And God, he writes, has made the same promise to us. "I will come back," he assures us. Yes, the rocks will tumble. Yes, the ground will shake, but the child of God should not fear, for the Father has promised to take us to be with him. Do we dare to believe his promise? Do we dare to trust his loyalty? Is there a cautious part of us that wonders how reliable these words may really be? Someday, though, according to Christ, he will set us free. He will come back. And to prove that he was serious about his promise, the stone was rolled and his body, his own body, was raised. For he knows that someday this world will shake again in the blink of an eye. As fast as the lightning flashes from the east to the west, he will come back and everyone will see him. You will, I will. Bodies will push back the dirt and break the surface of the sea. The earth will tremble, the sky will roar, and those who do not know him will shudder. But in that hour, you will not fear, because you know him. For you, like the boy in Armenia, you have heard the promise of your father. You know that he has moved the stone, not the stone of the Armenian earthquake, but the stone of the Arimathean's grave. And in the moment he removed the stone, he also removed all reason for doubt. And we, like the boy, can believe the words of our Father: "I will come back, and take you to be with me so that you may be where I am. What a wonderful promise. What a wonderful hope that we have, that despite all the difficulties of this life and the suffering, that there's a better day yet to come. And there's a new life, as I've been saying, a new world, where we'll be reunited not only with God, but with all our loved ones who've gone before us. That's the hope I share every time I do a funeral. That's the hope I shared with that family in the CCU over at Central State the other day, who was preparing to say goodbye to a 98-year-old grandmother. Her life on this earth was coming to a close, but her new life with her Creator, with her Redeemer, was just about to begin. Well, I hope you have a great day today. Tomorrow is a special day here at Hope. We have a baptism at the 9 o'clock service. We have confirmation at the 11 o'clock service. So as always, invite you to come and worship with us in person, or if you're unable to do that, to live stream either one or both of the services, or if you can't do that, to watch us on YouTube later in the week. Again, hope you can be with us for these special services, and looking forward to being back together with you again next week on Tuesday. Until then, take care. Bye.